Hello, everybody, and welcome to some World of Warcraft content. I am Party PD. I'm going to be here bringing you some quick new mount reviews. That's right, this is a series I've wanted to do for a little while now, and now that we're back from BlizzCon, I'm going to start kickstarting this bad boy up. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff like this further down the line and throughout the future of the World of Warcraft content creation scene. First and foremost, we're going to go straight into one of the two new mounts that came out while we were at BlizzCon. I'm sure that people have already seen it, but there is a new one. It is actually called the Algarian Stormrider. Now, this bad boy is a dragon riding mount, but it is based off of the new expansion, The War Within. Now, we do want to go over some of the quick stuff that they do have for this cosmetics, because that is what we're going to be doing. This mount review is going to be highlighting the features and colors as well as the overall blend of the mount itself. So as you can see here, you do have it as it's just one of your normal storm riding drakes. Of course, it's got the hammer on the back here. You can see, as well as some additional knives that are held onto the side there. Really good detail thus far. Like, WoW is doing a really good job making sure these mounts look really nice and really clean. It does have baseline armor as well, which isn't even that much of a downside. It actually makes it really nice with the color clash. But as you can see, there are actually different options for colors. That is right. Over here in the top right corner, you can see there are four. There are four colors to pick from. You have your purple one, you have your yellow or gold, and blood red or fiery red. Now, a lot of the guildmates that I've been talking to so far, which has only been one, says that they really like the red one. They do have the red one going on right now. And it looks like the only thing that changes indefinitely when you swap is the highlights of the armor itself. As you can see, you still have your blue as your main primary gem color. But as you could see here, blue on blue outlines. Not really a great example. Purple outline on blue primary. The only thing that changes is the outline on each of the blue gems. The armor itself will remain as well as looks like the saddle, but that will be later changed down here with armor color. This one will fit much, much better based on what you are going for. And this also changes the gem color. So for example, say I wanted this color for my gold/yellow Stormrider. Well, this is probably the combination you would go for. Unless you're one of those other guys who really like the color clash of black on yellow, or basically dark on light. So it's a pretty good combination so far with the armor customization schemes that they have going on, with the baseline being your bronze. So let's go into these quick selections here. As you could see, all of them are actually pre-unlocked. You don't have to go back and get any of them. There's not like you have to go find all the customizations for your Drake or anything like that. The Stormrider has everything unlocked, meaning you get to have the fanciest looking Stormrider you can and want, and you can have it literally today. So the first thing that comes to mind is going to be the neck plate. You can see that there are two options for the neck plate, being one with no neck plate, one with a large neck plate, and one with a large neck plate with a larger gem in the middle. I think for me personally, I'm probably going to go with no neck plate because it seems like that's just a little bit too much extra in this zone in particular. And I do like just the open kind of look for the neck plate with nothing there. Next, you have another option for no saddle, which kind of fits the very storm riding kind of look in general. Following that, you have the hammer light, which is likely what most people will use. Has a little hammer on the back, like a hammer light, or a torch light on the back. This one's a little bit more of a compressed kind of feel. You could see that the saddle kind of crunches you in there a little bit, and it's an interesting setup so far. Following that, into the breast area. Now, the breast area is supposed to be basically the crest, as I like to call it. And here you can see there's just the simple harness, which is very much like most storm riding drakes that you already see. The decorative harness, which is pretty much like the same thing as the normal storm riding drakes. You've got your little decorative harness. The heavy plate, which is likely what people aren't really going to use, as it still uses the harness-esque look from the back. And then the jeweled plate, which is, again, still uses the harness-esque plate system, but has just a more dominant view from the front side of Stormrider. Next, you have the bracers. See down here, there are two options: no bracers or bracers. I think I'm gonna stick with bracers since I'm using a full armored version of the Stormrider, and I'm actually gonna switch this back to the Hammerlight. Looks a lot better. It frees up the saddle space more, at least visually. It looks a lot cleaner without having the possibility of your back hitting the back of a torchlight. Hammerlight's probably about the same thing, though I imagine it's just as a unfeeling ride for other people. Next, we have the armor colors, as we saw earlier. You have your black on red, which is highlighted with blue because you are currently selected to the blue skin. And then you have your bronze on blue. Bronze on blue looks pretty good overall. Then you have your steel on gold. Looks really good as well. Following that with your bronze, or actually looks like it's more like a black on purple. Sorry, I had to do a quick phone call. We're right back into it. Like I said, we're at the armor colors with the last one being a purple, more of like a black and bronze on purple. This one actually looks really good, I think, with the purple outfit. You go with the purple skin, it's definitely going to look like it has the best overall kind of look for it. So I think the purple is probably going to be my best choice. I'm probably going to go with purple myself. And then tail, you have 4 options. You have your normal tail. You have a tuft tail, which is a kind of like spiky, or not spiky, like outward fluff of a tail in the back end. So pretty good back there. You have the wild, which is just more untamed along the upper end of the stem of the tail. And shaggy, which is completely untamed from the very beginning of the tail fold location. Now we can go into the dragon customizations. It still says the dragon icon here. We could go into the secondary customization, which is going to be the beak. You can see there are 6 options for the beak. You have sickle, eagle. Looks like it just changes the roundness of the beak nose itself. You have eagle, raptor, corvid, razor, and plated. I think for this one, I actually might go for razor. It's the closest thing that looks like a hippogriff. And I am a big fan of hippogriff. Then you have helmet. You have the option of no helmet, which brings it more of like a phoenix, or not the phoenix, more like the just a normal Stormwind Drake kind of look. You have crown, which is more, actually, it looks much cleaner than the default option of face guard. So I'm probably going to go with crown myself. It looks like there's no gem in this one, but you do have the earrings, which might be the gem replacement. Following that, you have a crown option. So if you go face guard, you do get options with the follow-up of the crown itself. What it means by crown, it means it's kind of back hair mane in a sense. So from that, we're going to go with the crown setting. And then for our crown hairstyle, you have straight, curled, crested, spiked. Spiked is likely going to be a very common pickup one, as it kind of just matches the rest of the default look of the Stormrider itself. I myself am probably going to go for crested. Seems more sleek, but still keeps that spiky kind of feel to it. Then you have the supercilium, which I believe is its. Oh no, it's extra bits to its hair, like its ears more. So you have 3 options with straight, majestic, and plumicorns, which is the most outlandish of them all, which I will use myself. And then following that is the cheeks. You have tuft, thick, wild, where you can see these changes are right here in this area underneath crown, both the crown and the crown. And for me, I think personally, I will go with wild. And like I said, there are 4 color options unique to your new Algarian Stormrider, being blue, purple, yellow/gold, or red. And I myself am a big fan of the purple. So I am likely going to go with purple on my purple and black, followed up with bronze trim for my Algarian Stormriding Drake. Now, that is the end of the video, but there will be more mount reviews further down the line, including the newer one that is from the Cataclysm Reborn or Cataclysm Classic purchase pack, which I believe is a fire elemental that is both ground and aerial travel. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have that video queued up for you shortly. So don't go far. More World of Warcraft action coming up right around the corner. It's Party PD. Signing off.